Now, let's take a sidestep away from stock into the fixed income market. And this time, we're talking more about the review of this week, the first trading week, the first week which has just ended for the fixed income market. So let's do a little bit of a review for what this week, how it traded, and then what to expect in the coming week. And we have Ayomide Odesonya, who's a fixed income dealer with FSGH Merchant Bank, to give us to shed more light on this and then tell us what to expect in the coming week. Thank you for joining us, Ayomide.
Hi, Anyate. Good afternoon.
Okay, so now I'd like to know, I'm sure many of us, many of the viewers, they're actually on holiday, there's financial markets are closed, but now can you tell us first, how has both the domestic and foreign investor sentiment been on the fixed income market this week so far across the treasury bills market and the bond space?
Okay, well, I'd say market has been largely bullish, both domestic and foreign. So, I mean, even, you know, on the Eurobond side, we've seen, you know, a lot of buy interest. And same thing has, you know, same thing on the domestic as well. So even on bonds, treasury bills, we're seeing a lot of demand. So, I mean, two significant events we had this week were the OMO auction on Monday, and, you know, the NTB auction. So, I mean, one of the things we've seen CBN do in recent times is reduce the tenor of, you know, the OMO bills on offer. The last one, they offered the 232-day OMO bill and the 106-day. And they sold about 1.5 trillion on those, right? And subscription, of course, was very high as well. Subscription was about 1.5. So they basically sold to almost everybody, you know, and it closed at an all-time high of 24.6, which was an implied yield of about 29.23. At the NTB auction on Wednesday, we actually saw yields decline. I think one of the things that the DMO has done, you know, back to back, at least, we've seen them drop rates. So, you know, at this last auction, we saw the NTB close at the 1 year, close at 19.35. And, you know, this was from the previous one where that closed at 19.56. And they sold exactly the amount on offer, which was about 450 billion. So, I mean, one of the things we've seen happen even in the secondary space has been, you know, some form of rally. So, in fact, the OMO bill, which closed at, you know, 24.6%, in the secondary markets is trading somewhere around 23, you know, the lower 23 levels. So, yes, we're seeing, you know, strong bullish sentiments on the fixed income side this week.
Okay, so now let's talk about in the coming week. First, I know that a little over a week from now, we'll be expecting the May inflation data to be released by the National Bureau of Statistics. So now my question will be, how is this, if it comes in higher, currently it climbed to about some 23%. So if it hits, if it goes back to 24%, how would this affect the market sentiment in, you know, once it's released within later course of the month?
Okay. Yes, the market is definitely expecting the inflation figure. However, I'm not sure how, you know, they would interpret it closing slightly higher. I think a couple people feel that, you know, year on year, we should actually see a lower print, right? And, you know, if we listened at the last MPC meeting, you know, it seems like, you know, we're going to see the target is for inflation to, you know, drop significantly by the end of the year. We've also seen our ratings with people like Moody's improve, you know. I actually feel that market is expecting that inflation will print slightly lower. Now, if it should print higher and, you know, it goes back to the 24 levels, I guess that, you know, it might sort of slow down the bullish sentiments that we've been seeing, because I know a couple of people are pricing in that, you know, by the next MPC meeting, there's a chance that there might be a cut, right? But of course, that would have to be if, you know, we've progressively seen inflation print lower, you know, 2 times, 3 times in a row before, the next MPC meeting. So if it goes higher, I think we might just see that bullish sentiment slow down a little bit because, it might mean that, we will be seeing a hold instead of a cut at the next MPC meeting.
Okay, so now that takes me to my final question with you. Last month, we saw Fitch Ratings upgrading Nigeria's credit rating, and then not too far away, we also saw Moody's upgrading Nigeria's credit rating. Now, with this positive ratings from these global ratings agencies, is there or are there any significant factors that might erode these positive ratings by Fitch and Moody's?
I don't think so. I personally feel that, one of the reasons why we're seeing this upgrades has been, because of, the activities of the CBN and even the DMO in terms of what they've done with, rates, in terms of what they've done with the exchange rates as well, in terms of what they've done with the MPR rates as well. There's also talks about us getting back on the JP Morgan index. I believe that, it's because we're doing something right. I think one of the things they had advised was even, cutting lower the tenor of, these OMO bills that we've been offering FPIs. It should be used as a liquidity tool to control liquidity as against attracting FPIs. So, we've seen CBN adhere to this requirements, right? So I think, these positive changes are things that we might just continue to see as the year progresses. And of course, that would mean that it would be attracting a couple of investors, both foreign and even domestic as well, to the market.
Ayomide Odesonya, we thank you so much for your time on the show and hope to see you sometime later this month. And do enjoy the rest of your holiday.
You too, Anette. Thank you very much.